Steve Barker, this morning it was announced that Duncan Russell's contract as manager of Mansfield Town will not be renewed for next season. What were the reasons behind this decision?
It was basically results orientated, Mark. When Duncan took over, we was in 10th position, 4 points off the playoffs. Unfortunately, as we've looked at the league now, we're in 13th position and 17 points off the playoffs. Although we did have a very, very good run in the FA Trophy and going to Wembley, and the memories from that, I've got to thank Russell for that. But the main aim for this club is getting back into the league, and that's what we've got to go for.
And Paul Hall, just to clarify, he's been put in temporary charge.
Yeah, Paul Hall's in temporary charge. Obviously, there's some of the squad players what's got contracts next season. They've got to come in and obviously go and be discharged and have the nutrition checked, etc., things like that. So Paul's going to be overseeing that until we do appoint a new manager.
The search for a new manager begins. What type of manager are the board looking for?
One, obviously, is a successful manager, but there's all different candidates out there. What we've got to look at, we've got different credentials. So the main thing is what we don't want to do is obviously rush into it, because it's a crucial time for the club, and we want to make sure we get it right. So that's, credentials-wise, is mostly success.
Does the board have a target in mind to replace Duncan Russell?
No, at the moment there's no target there's nobody what we've highlighted or anything like that. It's a case of sifting through the applications again and reviewing everyone with its merit.
When can we expect an appointment, Steve?
I'm not going to put a timeline on that. As I've said earlier, it's very important for the club to get this one right, and the last thing you want to do is rush into it. We have got some time with it being pre-season here, coming up to pre-season, so we will be taking everyone, as I said, with its merit and interviewing those and going forward. But there's no timeline. Just
how crucial is this next appointment for the club?
As I said before, it's very crucial. We're at a point where I think everyone wants to, as we know, everyone wants to get back into the league, and it is a very good, tough league what we're in at the moment. So it's going to be a very crucial application what we need to get right.
There's quite a few players out of contract at the minute. How will their futures be decided?
That'll be the same again. It'll be left to the new manager. Obviously, we've spoken to Paul briefly this morning and gone through, and previously Russ before, of players they would like to keep and obviously release. And some we have released, and as a board we've agreed with those decisions from Paul and from Ross. But likewise again, it'll be down to the new manager who comes and obviously reviewing those out of contract players.
Let's move on to the issue about the ground. We don't usually talk about ground issues when we're discussing the new manager, but of course this is a unique case here at Field Mill because of the ongoing issues with the current landlord. How difficult do you think it could be to find a successor with all that going off in the background?
I don't think it'd be very difficult at all, Mark. We're very confident we'll get the ground back, be it through the courts or hopefully through an agreement with Mr. Haslam and Mr. Radford. But likewise again we do have a plan B which we can always fall back on. I can't actually say what that plan B is, but we aren't just solely leaving it to the courts, etc., or Mr. Haslam to agree a figure which is in both interests parties.
What qualities will you look for in the new man then?
I think that's going to be one, as I said earlier, is success. There's different qualities, and there's you look at the different levels of managers. You can go from your Steve Evans, who's very abrupt and very aggressive, or you look at your Sven or Eriksson. Sorry, apologies, who is obviously very mild and mannered, and so it's a case of taking every application at its own individual merits.
What will you learn from last time when David Holdsworth left?
Obviously, it was at the time it was a learning curve for myself and John. We did have help from Andy, Stephen, and Steve, and I think likewise again it's learning from certain points where we could have hopefully we could have improved on from the different applications. So as I said before, it's a very important one, and we need to get this one right.
Last time when Duncan Russell was appointed from caretaker to full-time manager, the chairman, John Radford, solely made that decision. He is still majority shareholder, of course, but he now has a board of directors around him. Will it be the board or will it be John making the next appointment?
It'll be a board decision. Hence the reason that we actually brought the board on, or myself and John, is that it's a team effort. Everybody's got different work experiences, they've got different views, etc. And I think it's a matter of getting everyone around the table and making that decision, not just on one sole person, but with the team.
What would you say to any potential managerial candidates watching this interview?
Well, as I said, please get your applications in, and everyone will be taking it to its own merit. So if this is going to be a great club. It's got a very bright future, and likewise again I'm excited with the times what's coming ahead. And if I was going to be a manager, then I think it's a great club, a great stadium, and likewise again, got some great future.
From what you've said in this interview, Steve, it sounds to me like you and the board and the chairman, of course, are open to pretty much all offers. You're not ruling anybody out. Would that be fair?
Yeah, that's correct. What we don't want to do is rule anyone out. So, since going from a young manager to an experienced manager, it's taking every application at its merit, and that's what we're going to be looking for. I don't want to categorise anyone. I think we'd be wrong, because that's where we need to get the whole vast majority of the applications in and review everyone at each one at its merit.
What would you say to the fans at this time? They've seen a lot of managers come and go over the last few years. What would you say to them?
Firstly, I'd like to thank them for all their support last season. I think it was tremendous, and it was very emotional to see all the fans down at Wembley as well. It was tremendous, and I think for everyone who went down there, I hope they had a good experience. Obviously, the result could have been better for us, but as long as everyone enjoyed the experience from travelling down there and travelling back. But what I'd like to say to him is, please bear with us. We are going to get it right on this occasion, and the future's looking bright for Mansfield.
Steve, I really do wish you and the board every luck in the world of finding a new successor, and no doubt you'll keep us up to date.
Certainly will do. Thank you very much, Mark.